What's going on, guys? It's Twintuitive 717 back with the Bossy Beaver in a basket. Mega good vibes. And we're going to dive right into messages from the Divine Masculine universe. You can see who is watching for the readings. Please provide clarity on their journey. What is the current energy of the Divine Masculines? Oh, I feel like the shuffling is all over the place. Let me clear the energy in the deck. What's going on with the masculine collective? What is the current energy like with the divine masculines? Okay, so we have truth and we have expressions. As you guys can see, there's a mask that's painted on. What else wants to come out with truth and expression? What about truth and expression? Okay, so closed off, guarded, resistance. I'm feeling a frustrated masculine here. Okay, or someone who is very close to admitting their truth. Another thing too is I feel like their backs could be up against the wall, or they're tired of wearing a mask, okay? A lot of your masculines could be underground right now, just kind of MIA. They've deleted themselves off of social media, or and it's really unusual. Like, if this is going to resonate for those of you who have had divine masculines who they've been very lively on social media. They may have businesses, or they may promote stuff, or just on the scene, on the social scene as well, is what I'm hearing. And these days I feel like they've been closed off. Okay, we have deception and we have temptation as well. I'm getting a karmic situation here, guys. Okay, so the message here that's coming together for me is the truth about your connection with this divine masculine is coming out, and that's why they've been MIA. That's why they feel themselves shifting and they feel themselves changing. I feel like you coming into their life has been a blessing and a curse, and I'm just saying this from the divine masculine's perspective, only because you're forcing this expression or truth out of them. I feel like the reason they've been MIA is because they don't know how to express themselves anymore. I feel like this is a masculine who feels very watched by your energy as their divine feminine, because they could also feel or wonder if you're feeling this intensity with them as well. Okay, they could be experiencing a deception in their karmic situation because of this temptation to want to get to know you, want to get to know more of who it is you are. And I feel like it's causing a bit of friction here in this karmic situation. So the vibe I'm getting is you two have connected in some way. And keep in mind here, like, if you guys are in other connections and are at other karmic situations, I'm getting here that no one has cheated on anybody, or nobody's had any kind of affair or anything like that. I'm hearing that this is all emotional, it's spiritual. The energy is felt by everybody in the room. Okay, I feel like you two can't help it. You can't help but lock eye contact. You can't help but have very nervous mannerisms when the other is in the room, or just something about this is starting to come out. I'm hearing leak out. People are starting to notice. Okay, so we have healing and we have inner child coming up again, and this could be why truth and expression is coming out, because you're pushing this masculine to speak their truth, and it's getting them into hot water. But I feel like this hot water is something that they're going to have to deal with, and it's part of their inner child healing. There's somebody here that they need to stand up to. Okay, they're no longer feeling a certain way. They've been more closed off, I feel, since you've entered their life. And the reason I say it's a blessing and a curse since you've stepped into their life is because whatever they had going, it was like on autopilot. And now that you have entered their life, I feel like a lot of this inner child stuff is coming up. They feel uncomfortable. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's like a lot of your masculines feel uncomfortable. They feel uncomfortable around you, and they also feel uncomfortable around the person that they're with. Okay, your masculine is going through this kind of shedding of who it is they are. They don't feel good. That's what I'm getting here, especially with closed off, guarded, and resistance. I feel like they're feeling all sorts of ways since you've stepped onto the scene, Divine Feminine, and they're kind of all nervous and losing themselves. And I feel like even their friends are maybe noticing, like, yo, you got a crush on that chick, or you got a crush on that girl, or, you know, I see how you were looking at that girl. And your masculines here are trying to deny it, I feel. It's putting them back in this place of like this inner child. It's like something embarrassing about yourself that you don't want to admit, but everybody sees it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I feel like is happening. They're maybe shutting themselves off or closing themselves off from like family and friends. I feel like if they are with a karmic partner, this karmic partner is not giving them an easy time, because the word temptation here and deception, like, and even especially with your masculines too, literally in the water, this could be the hot water that they're in. They just want to just like submerge themselves completely underwater and not deal with this right now, because the connection itself to you is already intense enough as it is. Okay, I do feel a masculine shutting themselves down, shutting themselves off. And it's all because of you, Divine Feminine. And many of you are like, what did I do? Okay, you showed up as their twin flame. That's what you did. And now they can't help it. Now they feel like this whole shebang of how they've been going about and living their life. And I'm hearing everything, guys, like from the job that they do to the karmic person that they're with, to just the way that they're living life. Are they doing the best that they can do? Are they seizing the moment? There's something about your energy stepping on the scene and making this masculine feel like they want to be invincible. They want to do more. You're making them go through some kind of change or transformation. I think change and transformation came up in the last reading, and this is, you know, if this reading resonates, go back and check that one out as well, because it's like the same energy that I'm picking up on with this masculine, except I sense like a lot of frustration, a lot of just wanting to be alone. And many of you can maybe sense that, right? Like they're nowhere on the scene. A lot of you can't sense them through telepathy. They are literally trying to block your energy out here as well, Divine Feminine, because I feel like it's too much. Like this card literally says here, closed off, guarded, resistance against this journey, and against their whole life. And many of you can relate to what that feels like if you're in the Divine Feminine energy, you can relate to what that feels like, right? Because a lot of you on the journey, you started losing friends, your circle started becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. All of a sudden, many of you started realizing that you had more true friends that you've met in Twin Flame community comment sections than you ever had physically in your own life. I feel like that's how a lot of your masculines here are starting to feel, and it's this like just very uncomfortable, like shedding of the old and being resistant towards the new. But we do have release, surrender, and purge coming up. So they are gently being guided to let it all go. But I feel like a lot of the frustration is coming from like, I don't know if I want to let it go. I don't know if I can deal with this heavy stuff here that's coming up. This inner child healing, it's heavy stuff, right? It's having to have tough relationships, right? You start saying no to friends and family. Like, no, I don't want to go out. I want to chill at the bar. I don't want to go to the club. You know, what's wrong with you? You know, you okay? No, I don't want that drink. Oh, why? Why are you not drinking? What's wrong with you? Oh, you're soft. You're soft. You know, like I feel like that's what a lot of your masculines are going through right now. They are literally shifting, cleansing ever since they met you. It is a twin flame thing. It's a twin flame thing. You can't help it. You can't help but get squeaky clean when you start, you know, delving into this twin flame journey. And I feel like a lot of your masculines have spent a lot of time hitting brick walls, feeling frustrated in karmic situations, so much to the point where it's like it's uncomfortable right now. Now the universe is orchestrating change because of how your masculines are feeling, right? Like they can no longer stomach some of the people that they've known for so many years as like close family and friends. It's like their radars are going off in terms of authenticity. Like, oh gosh, this isn't my friend. This person's never been my friend. You know, these people have never looked out for me. I don't know how I didn't see it before, but ever since this Divine Feminine stepped into my life, I'm feeling all kinds of things. I'm sensing things about people. I could look somebody in the eye and I know when they're lying. Like all kinds of stuff is happening with this Divine Masculine because of your presence in their life, okay? That's why many of you can feel kind of like on and off with your masculine right now. It's because they're going through periods of like resentment. Like it's like 1 minute like they feel the intensity, yes, but then another minute it's like they're so resentful towards you and resistant towards you, because it's like if you never showed up, then none of this would have never happened, right? Like they would just be fine going along with whatever it is they have going. But you came in and you kind of pointed out the obvious. With this whole twin flame energy, you kind of pointed out the obvious. So there's a lot here that, you know, they're experiencing and they're going through in terms of like authenticity, the truth of who it is they are, how it is they really wish to move in life. You know, a lot of your masculines here, they have like hidden emperor energy, and they're just hanging out with a bunch of pages. Like how awful is that, right? It's like you don't even know that you're capable of being the emperor, calling the shots, being the big boss. You know, many of your masculines too, like they have the potential to do things like have their own businesses, or like run things, like be the boss in the company, or you know what I mean, like very leadership energy. That's it. They have the ability to be leaders. There's a lot of leadership energy here, but their energy, like I can't. It's been like clouded almost. It's been, yeah, like their energy has been like clouded almost, like suffocated. That's the word. Sorry guys, I'm just very distracted by this man trying to push his car to get it to move. And he's trying to go down like our on-ramp to our underground parking. And so, oh gosh, he's reversing back up now. I hope he's okay, because the thing is like, he has a baby in the car with him as well, like his little, not a baby, but like a toddler. So he's trying to like push the car, and then once it starts moving, he's trying to hop back in. And I'm just nervous because I'm like, dude, if that car goes rolling down with that kid inside, it's gonna crash. So sorry guys, that's why I was like stuttering on my words there a little bit. Okay, but anyways, yeah, like I was saying, I just feel like this, like, you know, how awful is that, where it's like, you know, their emperor energy hanging around a bunch of pages. I feel like what your masculine does is like they have a lot of high intellect, and they kind of dumb that down to fit in, because they might surround themselves with the type of men who call them out for like, oh, what do you think, you're fucking smart ass? Huh? You fucking talking about, you know, computers or business ideas, but it's because these men feel insecure that they can't think of things like this. Their body, their whole aura, it's clouded by like drugs and alcohol, and that constant intake of drugs and alcohol. And I feel like a lot of your masculines too, like they never wanted to get caught up in that shit, but they did. And I feel like somehow I'm hearing saving grace. Oh, shout out to Saving Grace Tarot. But I'm hearing the word saving grace. Somehow you're their saving grace in a way, because it's like you came in and now there's like a chance for them to turn things around. So if you guys are wondering what's the current energy with the divine masculines right now, I feel like they're in this place of having that aha moment, that epiphany, where it's like, okay, wait a second, it's not too late. You know, I can still pull myself out of this. You know, I can still, you know, stop doing, you know, so much hanging around, drinking, you know, just kind of wasting their time. And I'm hearing also squandering their money or their resources on things that aren't giving back a return for their money or investment or their time. So many of your masculines now, they're going to bunker down. They're going to release this energy of feeling so distant from their past and the people in their past, and this uncomfortable energy of just staying stagnant and stuck where you are for the need to fit in. I feel like many of them are ready now to kind of venture off and put all of this energy here behind them. They don't want to be closed off and behind the scenes, right? I feel like that's taking away from a lot of their creativity. And again, many of them have a lot of solid business ideas that they want to get off the ground, but they need to first understand that, like, the circle of people that they're around right now, it's either they support you or they're going to hold you down. And I feel like many of your masculines now are in that place of realizing, like, hey, are you lifting me up, or are you holding me back? Okay, and they hold you in very high regard at this time, divine feminine, because they understand and they acknowledge that if it wasn't for you stepping into their life, they would have never started feeling like this. So I'm also sensing too, like, this deep, profound appreciation for you as well. Like in these moments here where they're kind of closed off and guarded and just feeling distant from everyone, even though there's times where they resent you, because if they never met you, none of this would have happened. I feel like there are bursts of moments where they start having epiphanies about certain people, or like your masculines, they do get intuitive abilities on the twin flame journey as well. Like they start seeing people's bullshit, people who have been using them, not reciprocating, overstepping their boundaries. I feel like that's when they start appreciating you or holding you in high regard, where it's like, hey, you know what, at the end of the day, like if this divine feminine didn't come through in my life, I wouldn't be, saving money right now, or I wouldn't be, going out every single weekend spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on like gambling and drinking, and again, surrounding themselves with people who wouldn't even mind like drinking and smoking and gambling off your masculine's tab as well. Okay, so if it wasn't for you, I feel like a lot of your masculines wouldn't have pulled up their socks when it came to this kind of stuff happening in their lives. All right, so that's the quick update I have for you on your masculine energy. I hope you guys have enjoyed. You take it easy, and I will catch you in the next one, okay? All right, bye guys.